and welcome to Love, Peace, Harmony Live. I am so excited to be here with you today with our very special and honorable guest. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, my name is Alexia Cito, and I am one of Master Sha's leading teachers and the co-directors here at the Love, Peace, Harmony Foundation. So we are going to get right into it because we had some little technical difficulties getting on today, which just means it's going to be a very powerful show. Our special guests are joining us all the way from Cotacachi in the mountains in Ecuador, where we were recently present filming a documentary for the Love, Peace, and Harmony Foundation. Now, our special guest is Wayra and his daughter, Wadi, and we are so excited to have them here with us with our other special guest, Giannina, who organized the entire trip to Ecuador, and her family and community have been sharing love, peace, and harmony there for many, many years and have been of service for literally generations. So we are so excited to have Wayra here with us, and I'm going to do a little introduction. So José Miguel Calapi Valencia is also known by Wayra, which means wind in Kichwa, and he is a musician and yachay from the La Calera community where we were. It was amazing. We were there in the Inti. And Miguel is an inspired musician from an early age who formed a band as a teenager before the course of his life was changed when he was diagnosed with leukemia. I also want to forewarn that Miguel's story is so profoundly powerful, so you really will need to watch more to learn. So this is just a glimpse. After having unsuccessful results with conventional Western medical treatments, he successfully recovered from his condition using the Kichwa medicine, which he learned from his mother. Inspired by his miraculous recovery and love for reading, he became self-taught in Quechua medicine and traditional wisdom. From his early years, Miguel has advocated for Indigenous people's rights and land protection, including to be able to work on their ancestral lands. In spite of facing persecution, living in exile as a refugee, and passing of important family members, Miguel persevered until in 1998 when Indigenous peoples were recognized as subjects of rights, which allowed the judicial persecution of Miguel to cease and he could return to his home country. I had to take a breath there to just realize how recent 1998 is. My goodness. With the help of friends and mentors, he formally alternative education and economic projects in his community of La Calera. As a result of all this experience, Miguel is invited to different academies around the world where he has exposed his knowledge acquired in self-taught way and the knowledge that was shared by the yachay of his community. So this is such an honor. Miguel also has his Center for Activities and Autonomy in Daily Life where he is with the children, and today he is joined by Wayra, Wadi, which is his daughter, and who has really gone through this journey alongside with him with his other family members as well. His wife Rosita, his son Inti, and more. So we are so excited to have them here with us. And we are also going to bring on Giannina, who's going to be supporting us with her sharing and translation as well. So without further ado, welcome Giannina, welcome Wadi and Wayra. Amazing. So beautiful. Hello. Let's see if we can all.
Hola.
Hola. Amazing. All right. There we go. We are here. So I think the first question or topic of conversation I would love to bring forward is the center that Miguel is in right now that we all visited, because I was just so moved, and we were with an entire group of why he started this center and his vision for the way that which children learn, or the way that we are to be in a community and society. So I would love to hear a little bit from Wayra on, what inspired him to start this center, and also how he envisions as humanity, as people of the world, like how could we make some changes in the way that we live in our daily life in our societies.
Primero que nada, quiero preguntarle a Wayra sobre estas ideas que tiene de este centro de aprendizaje, donde está en este momento él ahora. Entonces me gustaría saber un poco más de qué es lo que le motivó a Wayra, a usted, a hacer este centro, esta diferente forma de aprendizaje, entre comillas, qué es, cómo llegó a eso, qué es lo que, por qué usted quiso hacer esta diferente forma de educación. Nosotros estuvimos ahí en Ecuador, en este centro de aprendizaje, donde aprendimos muchísimo acerca de esto, pero queremos que Wayra comparta con nosotros qué es lo que lo motivó a hacerlo.
Bueno, gracias por y la tecnología nos conecta justo, gracias por todo lado. Y el amor a la vida es hermoso, siempre y cuando tú lo sientas. Y la diferencia en el mundo humano es todo momento crisis. Todo momento crisis. Desde mi infancia, nunca lo he visto seres con felicidad, seres con realidad, conocimiento. Y es la razón que me obligó, cuando yo llegué a ser padre, mirar algo diferente, que no sea como mi persona, vivir con crisis, con discapacidad de pensar, y estos conocimientos propios ya no son. Entonces, era la razón que me obligó, y asimismo mi salida del país, y gracias a esos conversatorios que he tenido con expertos en la ciencia humana, hablar de la ciencia humana, la ciencia cultural, no las ciencias naturales, sino la ciencia cultural. Eso me obligó a sentir yo mismo ese vacío para la otra generación que vino atrás de nosotros, especialmente con la generación de la Wari. Yo no quería que tenga esa crisis que he vivido.
Okay, look, what Miguel is saying, sorry, Wayra is saying that what motivated him the most was when he was a child. The only thing that he was able to see and process was crisis around himself. Going out inside of the house, everything was a crisis. Like everywhere that you look, or the things that you study, or in the world, was like too much suffering and disconnection. And what motivates him the most was when he became being a father, because he had the responsibility for him to create a better world for his kids, especially when he had Wari, and he wanted to create a space where she can grow up safe and with love in his surroundings. And and when he had the opportunity to go out of the country because of the persecution that he was experienced, he had the opportunity to learn more about different types of education or way of learning for kids and for him. And he went in a search for a different way of living and a different way to share what he knew and what he knows, and for to teach or their kids, his kids. That's what he motivated him to do this center.
And my curiosity is, with this center, what are some of the ways that children learn, like how, like, I remember Wadi was sharing a story of like learning English by just picking up a book and like exploring. So I'm curious to hear from Waida and also Wadi, like, what was it like for Wadi, for you growing up in this environment? How did you feel like it impacted your life? And then also for Waida, like, for people who are not familiar with the center and maybe they're coming from more of like a westernized perspective, more of like in this system, how could you explain this method, or what it is that happens in the center, and what are like the benefits of it as well?
Mi curiosidad es, y lo que me gustaría preguntarles es, ¿cómo ustedes experimentan este centro de aprendizaje? ¿Qué es lo que sienten dentro de este centro de aprendizaje? ¿Cuál es la diferencia viniendo desde una cultura del oeste, que la gente está más acostumbrada fuera de esto? Y cuál es a Wari y a Wayra, cuál es su punto de vista desde adentro, de haber crecido dentro de esta modalidad de aprendizaje, o el hecho de crecer en ese ambiente lleno de amor. Y en el caso de que yo recuerdo, dice Alexia, como Wari nos comentó cuando estuvimos en Ecuador, que cómo aprendió ella inglés, solo cuando se vio atraída a un libro y comenzó a estudiar inglés por el libro que le gustó. Ese tipo de experiencias podrían compartir con nosotros, por favor.
Lo más importante era para ella, o sea, yo como padre, mirar feliz, ¿no? A un ser humano, cuando siente que es feliz, ella o él puede buscar cualquier necesidad real del individuo. Entonces, eso es lo que he encontrado en el camino, ¿no? Claro, gracias Mauricio Vil, su experiencia en Pestalozzi lo hizo, experimento.
Ya, lo más importante para
Por
mí fue...
algo se llamaba
perdón.
Centro Experimental Pestalozzi. Y después nosotros, como eh, eh, perder el miedo, ¿no?
Se me
O sea,
está
ya
cortando la señal a mí, yo no estoy escuchando.
Con conversatorios que tuve con el Mauricio y que ellos ya tenían esa suficiente experiencia.
I don't hear anything, Alexia. You're... Now I don't hear you. Is my connection? I don't...
Do you hear me now?
Now I hear you. Yes.
Okay. The internet dropped. So let's see if they come back. What I want to share with everybody watching is just how extraordinary what Miguel has created is. And we didn't go too much into it in the introduction, but for anyone, and Gia, maybe you also have a little, I think probably more to add, but just in general, like how this was begun, like when we went to Leon Dormido. And for anyone who's just tuning in, this is like an extraordinary area where it's like a whole land, and there's gardens, there's organic food, everyone cooks collectively these meals, and it's from the land, and there's all these different sections where there's areas for learning, but it's in a different way. It's not necessarily like there's a teacher and then there's kids and they're teaching the kids. It's almost like very play based and very engaged. And it sounds like at one point Miguel was inspired by Montessori and then kind of engaged that more with the indigenous wisdom and traditions, with the Kichwa traditions, and like really created something of his own. So yeah, just to paint a picture for everyone watching on what we mean when we like refer to his center. Is there anything that stands out to you that you might want to add? I think they're coming back.
Yeah,
on.
before the cut off, what he was saying is the most important thing for him was to see his kids happy and be in an ambience of happiness, and that's where they can learn and absorb better. And that was the most important thing for him, to be in a happy place. And yes, he was what he did was he mixed Montessori, Waldorf, and the indigenous culture, and this ambience when the kids they can come and learn by playing, by being with their own parents too, because the parents come to the center as well, and they eat there, they enjoy this place, and they are always connected with the earth and with the stars, even with the stars, with the sun, where they are able to feel everything, like, and be, and it's not in there, it's not a disconnection. They never disconnect the kids. They're like, they respect Mother Earth, they love Mother Earth, and they're always with their parents or with the friends and their surrounders, because everybody from the community, they come and they join this place and they enjoy this place. Um, he learned a lot about Montessori when he went out of the country, and then when he came back, he met this incredible couple, Mauricio and Rebecca Will. Mauricio and Rebecca Will, they were more advanced in that time with this different way of education. They were the one who created León Dormido, where we were in Ecuador, and this is a whole different system of living, because they pick to be out of the regular system, and they have like their own garden. Everybody they do, but with their hands, everything. They build houses, they eat organic food, they have their own way of learning for the kids. And what they do is like that, right? Like I told you, is a special place for kids from this age to the other age, where they learn by playing. But uh, it's a special toys like Montessori or Waldorf toys, and it's never a disconnection between Mother Earth and between parents, and they don't have teachers. And I had the honor and the pleasure, when the trip ended, the trip that we had, to meet a Montessori kid who graduated from there. Was a friend of my brother. Was not a kid anymore. I think he's 40 years old. But I was like, oh my God. And he is such a great person, and he helps his communities as well. They, with this different way of learning, the kids are able to like be better in different ambience when they go out, and they respect nature, and they respect other people, and it's amazing how they are able to like have a really good relationship with everybody around themselves. And it's and this, yeah, Miguel is back.
I love. So
Yeah,
I do
Miguel.
have.
I'm sorry.
I do have another question. Just to, so, this morning when I got to the office here, I got a message, and there is these raging fires in Maui, in Hawaii right now. There is so much happening all around the world, natural disasters, poverty, injustices. Like, there's so much that is happening on our planet. Do you see that harmony, that peace is possible? And what do you feel about that? How do you see that as a humanity we could make change, or we could actually uplift the world and create that harmony? Do you feel that's possible, and how do you feel we can go about doing that?
La pregunta de Alexia es, ella en la mañana a lo que vino a la oficina estaba viendo cómo hay este fuego que está habiendo en Hawái, en Maui. Es una cadena de fuego que se está extendiendo. Entonces, la pregunta que le hace a usted, Wayra, es si usted cree o usted ve que todavía que hay algo que se pueda hacer para esto que está pasando ahora en la madre tierra, que es tan cruel, y todas las cosas que se está viendo con los desastres naturales que hay. ¿Usted qué opina de eso? ¿Y ve usted una luz o alguna forma de que podamos ahora ayudar en algo? ¿Todavía hay tiempo? ¿Hay algo que podamos hacer? ¿Qué opina usted de esto?
Lógico, ¿no? Sí existe alternativas frente a la crisis que está viviendo el planeta Tierra. Somos los humanos quien debemos empezar. Alguien, yo que sé, de 10 habrá uno o dos personas que tratemos de involucrarlos para que justo la nueva generación que viene, justo, ofertarlo, este tipo de espacios para el mundo. La diferencia entre ellos, que los pequeños disfruten la plenitud de la infancia. Solo así habrá un cambio cuando sean grandes, ¿no? Y desde ese mundo humano es lo que podemos hacer algo para el planeta Tierra. Pero si nosotros quedamos inmóviles con este sistema, o tal vez pueden llamarlo con el mundo del otro mundo, el infierno de la vida que está pasando, si lo dejamos así, bueno, el mundo es así, la vida es así, con eso nos lavamos la mano y no tiene sentido, ¿no? Tal vez nos atoramos por el tema del dinero, tampoco, ¿sabes? Eso siempre lo digo, con dinero o sin dinero hay que empezar a hacerlo. Esto por el amor de nuestra generación que viene atrás de nosotros.
Yeah, Wayra says that, yeah, we still can do something about it. And yeah, and it's like if in 10 people, 2 people would like to make a change in the world, and 2 people would like to switch and like stop doing something about it. Only 2 people, they can be a change. Yes, and is and especially with the kids, like if we integrate this different way of learning for the kids, and we put all these tools in them, and we try to make them happier, or we try to build an ambience full of happiness for them to have a space to develop in a better way, we can do something. It's still time. And it's in a lot of time, a lot of the people, they think, oh, I cannot do that, we should not be focusing in what we cannot do, or do not do nothing, just stay there still and complaining about it. No, we have to do something. If we, like 2 people, they do it, and sometimes they blame it in the money, like, oh, it's not money, I cannot do that because I don't have money. No, you don't need money to change the world and to help. And like, it's just a thought that we need money, or we need this and that. We all can do something better for Mother Earth.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, we are more than 2 people right now on this live. So I feel good about that. Thank you.
Dice, yo me siento muy bien con lo que dijo Wayra. Ya somos más de 2 personas en este momento en este en vivo. Entonces ya me siento bien con eso porque solamente en este en vivo ya somos más de 2. Entonces me siento muy bien con lo que dijo Wayra. Gracias.
So,
Sí,
also curious about Waira's experience having the field and using the field, the love, peace, harmony field, the calligraphy, the song, the chanting, and then also using it in his, you know, ancient Quechua traditions and kind of like how that's been for him. He had the field since we were there. How has that been? And yeah, I mean, we had the absolute blessing while we were there and such an honor to experience some beautiful and sacred ceremonies. So we also just want to honor and thank Wada for all of that because there were so many of us there and we really got to experience some things that were very, very special and sacred. And to see him using the calligraphy and the song in his own way, you know, is really powerful and it's super inspiring for so many people in our community and around the world who hear that and who see that and then realize that they can too do that for their community as well.
También estoy muy curiosa en saber cómo se siente Wayra con la canción de Amor, Paz y Armonía, al haber recibido las caligrafías de Amor, Paz y Armonía. Y estoy muy, muy feliz porque Wayra es una persona, es un sanador muy alto y reconocido. Nosotros tuvimos la oportunidad de estar con Wayra y recibir muchas enseñanzas de él y estar en muchas de sus ceremonias donde compartió con nosotros su cultura Kichwa. Entonces yo tengo la curiosidad porque él es un ejemplo para muchas, muchas personas y ahora es un ejemplo para para amor, paz y armonía con las caligrafías y es una de las primeras, o sea, uno de los pioneros con esto de unir las caligrafías de amor, paz y armonía con sus propias técnicas milenarias de Kichwa. Entonces me gustaría, tengo mucha curiosidad de saber cómo le va con las caligrafías, cómo las está uniendo con su propia cultura y con su sabiduría. Te quiero saber cómo le va con eso.
bueno, se me pareció justo esto una partícula complementario, ¿no? Para poder llegar a diferentes culturas, a diferentes conocimientos, los cultos que llevan cada individuo humano de diferentes posiciones del planeta Tierra. Entonces, dentro de eso, esto se me hacía vacío. Como lo entiendo el quipus, la escritura andina que nosotros hemos manejado, ya para mí es una información porque ya he hecho experimento tal vez con personas necesitadas. El humo del cigarrillo se transforma justamente toda la caligrafía que cuando la persona realmente recibe la sanación. Entonces su espíritu, crisis del espíritu del individuo que participa, si tiene crisis, el humo del cigarrillo no se transforma, el tema de caligrafía como está, como el de paz o armonía o amor. Entonces, esos tres cosas no pueden armarlo, o sea, cuando una persona participa con su necesidad. Entonces, primero diferenciamos las tres cosas que se vuelve a hacer armonía. Entonces, empiezan con 3 sesiones a armar las 3 caligrafías en el humo del cigarrillo, ¿no? Solito se va transformándose de acuerdo a la persona que recibe su sanación. Entonces, fue una experiencia más para uno, para seguir hablando del tema de caligrafía y también de la música. Todavía hasta ahora no lo interpreto tal como están las grabaciones y todo, pero lo hago a mi alcance, llegando a entenderlo yo mismo, conmigo mismo, después canalizando al resto de las personas.
Yeah, the way that I'm I'm doing it with the calligraphy room and the people that come for healing to the sessions. They have 3 sessions, and what I do is like I use the tobacco, the smoke of the tobacco. It's like a cigar, like a huge cigar, like the smoke of the cigar, like going back to my traditions. We do have calligraphy as well, and but we call it different. This type of calligraphy, and what I'm doing is like when I do the healing with the um, tobacco, with the smoke of the tobacco, the smoke starts to transform into a calligraphy, and you can see in the smoke the calligraphy of love, peace, and harmony. And I do 3 sessions with the people who come to the room to for healing. And depending on how bad is the sickness, and the calligraphy doesn't there's like it doesn't write like that clear in the tobacco smoke, but when they go to the next healing you can see the smoke is like smoke making the calligraphy of love, then peace, and then harmony, and the person experience the transformation and healing with the calligraphy and with the smoke of tobacco. And that's what I'm being experienced in this with the calligraphy room. With the music that is my passion, with the song of love, peace, and harmony, I'm still working in connecting with it because of the different language and what I like. But I'm using it and I'm connecting with the song every time that I do a healing. And but that's my experience and how I've been integrating both um, technologies, both wisdoms, the calligraphy of love, peace, and harmony with my own traditions and my wisdom.
Wow.
I'm,
That is so profound. Oh
it's
my
the
gosh.
way that he said it is even better, but I'm trying my best here because he is amazing.
Yeah, like that was so profound. That's very special. Wow.
Esto es muy profundo, es muy, muy especial. Wow.
Yeah.
Gracias.
So, I am curious also because we have Wadi here with us. Anything Wadi wants to share about, how, your experience growing up with your father, about also your experience like with the love, peace, harmony field, anything that you kind of feel inspired to share with us. And I want to share with everyone also, like, we had such an honor and a blessing to be living in Cotacachi for like 5 days. Wadi was an amazing source of like guiding us through, showing us things, sharing us the wisdom. So we had this amazing, connection and opportunity. And so we're also so honored that you're able to join us with your father today as well. Thank you.
Guari, sí, sí entendió, ¿verdad?
Ajá.
Yeah.
Sí. Thank you, Alexia, for this, for inviting me too, as my father, and make a space for me to share about my experience as a like I share with you when you all were at my house. I can share about my childhood as how I enjoy this space that my parents open for us. I can say that I just in a short words I can say that I just enjoy this space. I just enjoy and do the things that I like. I try to find different things inside this space. And yes, and when I grew up, I maybe when I was 22, around, I don't remember exactly when, I realized that the difference, the really difference that we have with the education that is outside and my own education was very, very, very different. And I can say that the way that as I grew up, it's more human. It's like for humans. There are more respect, more love, and the spaces have the harmony that we are talking about. And yes, and it is a space where I share with my like classmates, I can say. And I don't have to be better than someone else. If I know something, I can share. If we have a problem, we join and try to do this and different things. And that is why I say that it is very, very special for me to grow up in this space. And like my father was sharing about the different methodologies that we use, like we mix up, and in our culture, it's not something strange to do that, because in our culture we are talking about always trying to do hard work. If it's something it's hard, we just join and do it, and it works. Something difficult, it's easy when we join. And other things that we are always talking about, when we talk, we are always thinking about the other person too. We never are talking about just us. When in our Kichwa words, there are a lot of things that I share with you, like the Nina word about the fire and the word that we are saying. And these things, it is like our great grandparents lives in harmony with, not just with the with people, with like a humans. Uh, they live in harmony with all that is around us, and it is this living like together with the mother nature, with the mother air, with all that is around us. Like I remember just now when I was talking about yesterday with a person, she said like the Alpha Mama and Pachamama. Now these words are like we mix or we confuse about these two words that are very different. And when we are talking about Mother Earth, it's Alpha Mama. But when we say Pachamama, and now it's translated like just nature. But when we try to find inside the word, what does this have? A pacha means the space and the time. It's the same word. And Pachamama is like our mother space and time. And it is more than just the nature. It's all inside. It's not just the nature. It's more like the space that it's above us, all the things, and it is all. And that is why I was sharing that with her. Yes, these things are very special for me to know these things, not just to say and try to find things that my father was saying. Just let me do what I want, and this is the things that I am learning. I am still learning, like I said, and my learning will never end. uh, that is the difference about the our education too. We don't say that you finish with your learning and you have the degree, and we have to do just one thing. The difference in the other education and in my education, it's different. I can do anything that I want and where I feel happy, and that I am and I am doing that. That is, I don't know how to say. Sometimes I forget a lot of things in English. I'm sorry.
You're amazing. This is so beautiful. Yeah, this is so profound. Like, it's very, very inspiring, you know? I feel like also for you, maybe because it's so natural. It's like this is, your experience. And yet when you share that, for many of us listening, it could be very like new, it's like, wow, doing what makes me happy. Like, wow, to actually do that, because we may live in a society that tells us that there's things that make us happy, but then there's things that are like the right thing to do or the thing that you should do. And sometimes those don't always align. So imagining a world where we're living in our joy, like we're living in our gratitude, which is like what you're in some ways describing, is so revolutionary. It's like profound. It's so inspiring for people to watch, and especially because you are a young leader, you're a young person, so you are showing us what is possible, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. So I would love to see if there is, before we kind of wrap up today, if there's any message, if there's anything that you or your father feel like you would like to share with all of the people watching now or who will watch this later on the recording.
De nuestro lado, tal vez algún mensaje que quieran, despertemos, ¿no? Porque el mundo del sistema nos tiene hipnotizados. Si quisiéramos que este compartir con el contorno, bajo el orden de la ley de la naturaleza, es sumamente importante que el planeta Tierra mueve a través del calor solar y que de eso la luna, su posición, nos dice mucho al mundo humano, muchos mensajes, pero si no la entendemos, el lenguaje de la luna, no somos nadie. Entonces, si hay este caminar con ustedes, caminemos por ese lado, investiguemos. Ahora la tecnología nos apoya mucho para investigar, pero que sea una investigación real y practicada. Un mensaje de esto, si no lo practicamos, solamente pasamos con la lectura y no aplicamos, no pasa nada igual. Por eso, el mundo del pensar funciona cuando se dé el ejecútese de pensar. Una idea funciona cuando se dé una idea en ejecutar. Entonces, si no la ejecutamos, una idea, un pensar, una investigación, no pasa nada. Entonces, por ese lado, invitaría más bien a ustedes que este canal sea compartido con el resto de la gente, de la humanidad que buscamos, tal vez buscan alternativas, porque estamos en crisis. Al estar en crisis y no hacer nada, no pasa nada. Entonces, al estar en crisis, buscar alternativa sería un camino para nosotros a lo largo de la vida, que alguien lo puede hacer.
A todos a que despertemos. Todos despertemos y tratemos de salir del sistema un poco y tratemos de hacer más investigaciones. I'm sorry, God. What I wanted to share with you, what I want to say is, wake up. Let's wake up. I invite you to wake up and do something about it, and be awakened. And now with the new technology, you can do all the research that you want, like a responsible research. And I invite you all to let's work together and find a way how to help Mother Earth, how to help humanity, to doing research, but not only doing the research, go to the next step and do something about it. Let's work together, do something about it. And one thing is just to think about things, think about it, but you cannot stay in the thinking and do nothing about it. Research, think about it, and then put it in action. We need to put the stuff in action, and uh, let's be more connected with Mother Nature, with the earth, and be connected with the moon and the sun. Like learn about the moon, learn about the how the moon moves everything, and teach us how to do the stuff. If we don't know nothing about the moon and how to go together with the moon, we're not going anywhere. And it's in our surroundings, everything. And I invite you to learn more about the moon and do more research, and let's work together. He said more nicer things that I hope more people can understood that. And he said like, let's share more this. I invite you to look at these ways that we have, look at this video again and share this content, share everything that we are doing, and do something about it and wake up. It's time. I cannot hear you, Alexia.
This has been so awakening and so powerful, and such a blessing and an honor for all of us to have the opportunity to sit with you, to receive this wisdom. And we do hope that it is just the beginning, because we would love to have you on again. We are so grateful for your time and for connecting today. Thank you so much. Yupai Chani.
Esto ha sido muy conmovedor, muy inspirador, y espero que no sea la última vez. Gracias por darnos su valioso tiempo, por estar aquí, por compartir con nosotros. Estoy muy agradecida con esto, y sí, espero que tengamos más conversatorios como este, y que podamos tener más tiempo con ustedes. Y Yupai Chani significa, Yupai Chani means thank you in Kichwa.
And we're going to close with a special video of Wayra and Inti from our documentary filming singing together. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. We want to especially thank Gia for your translations, for everything that you do. And we want to thank you, Wayra, Wadi, and your whole family. And we really appreciate you being with us today and all that you do in every single moment. Yupai Chani.
Vamos a cerrar esto con un hermoso video de Inti y Wayra tocando Amor, Paz y Armonía. Es una parte del documental que vamos a sacar muy pronto, de Amor, Paz y Armonía, basado en el viaje que se hizo a Ecuador. Muchas gracias, Yupai Chani. Gracias por venir.
Gracias.
Shungu